So this is super exciting. There are strikes going on as we speak in Arizona. Just play the footage of the aerial shot of the strike. And then we'll play the other one. This was from downtown Phoenix yesterday. A lot of teachers wearing red. That's a lot of people.
It's from Casey Kuhn, a reporter in Phoenix.
It's going to pan over. That's a lot of teachers. Wow. Right now, Louisiana Teachers Union is polling members on a possible strike. There is, and I don't know how, I don't know how serious this is, but there is I'm starting to hear some talk of possibly national strikes. I don't know if that would happen, but coordinated action by teachers across the country would be pretty cool. But here are teachers striking in Arizona, and this is a video that went up on the New York op-ed site, New York Times op-ed site. It is by 3 teachers from Arizona, all of whom have had a bit of an epiphany through their jobs. And this is what, this is the point of it.
As a conservative, the word strike, union, not in my vocabulary.
You heard one of us, you heard all of us.
Our students deserve to have a fully funded education. I did vote for Trump.
I consider myself a Bible-believing Christian.
I've always been a fan of fiscal conservatism.
I've always voted Republican, but now I'm seeing firsthand what that gets us. The classrooms are falling apart. We have festering bathrooms. We have cockroaches. We have tattered textbooks. Teachers aren't getting the resources that they need within the classroom.
In a wave of protests sweeping across the country, led by teachers who say the future of public education is at stake.
Teachers, and specifically public school teachers, really aren't valued.
I have to work 15 to 20 extra hours a week at McDonald's for minimum wage. Teaching is my calling. I love teaching music to children. That's who I am. And people say, "Oh, if you don't like the money, go do something else." I can't. I'm 53 years old. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
I know that I will have to work until the day I die. I won't be able to afford to ever be retired.
Because of the way that the state has chosen to fund education for the last 15 years, it simply made it untenable for me to stay. I'm not leaving teaching, I am leaving the state because of these issues. I don't believe it's going to get fixed. I just don't.
We are 43rd across the nation in teacher salary.
This is why we're going to restore additional assistance. I'm not bragging on 43rd. I'm just saying we're not last.
So we're not just striking for a higher salary, we're striking for resources for our classrooms and for our students. We are at the bottom of the pile for the state.
Pause it. Could you just imagine, this guy? We're 43rd. We're not last. Unbelievable. This is Arizona, folks. All right, we'll play just a little bit more of this.
Teachers walking out or striking in West Virginia, in Oklahoma, and some other states successfully.
And we realized that we were worse off than some of those states were, and it just grew like wildfire.
Teachers are riding a growing wave of anger over deep education cuts made by Republican-led legislatures.
The teacher protests have been described by some as a red state revolt.
I've said I'm on the side of the teachers, and I've been listening, and we've been working. This will result in a net pay increase of 20% by the beginning of school year 2020.
So on the surface, that sounds amazing.
It won't help substitutes, it won't help our aides, it won't help our nurses, our front staff.
It comes out of funds that go to veterans, people in our population who are disabled and on Medicaid, colleges and universities in our state.
I voted for Governor Ducey, and I was really hopeful. And now, honestly, I just feel betrayed. How can you say you're pro-life and pro-family and pro-middle class? Even as a conservative, I think it's only fiscally responsible to increase a tax to fund public education. Oh my gosh, did I just say it out loud? I do. I support a tax. I will tell you this right now. If you are a Republican politician, you better get behind education.
I've been on my feet for 5 hours, waiting on people, sweeping, mopping. I probably won't get to bed until 12:30 or 1 o'clock tonight, and then I've got to be back up at 6 or 6:30 tomorrow morning. Good night.
Nuts. I mean, you know, the thing that is sort of, and to be fair, the Democratic Party, as of 5 or 6 years ago, was not terribly friendly, broadly speaking, to the idea of public education. That said, their relationship with the teachers' unions obviously much stronger, and much of, I think, what we would call the school reform movement has been beaten back. But I just don't understand how people were under the misapprehension that Republican lawmakers ever cared about public education.
They should run a montage of things like those, you know, disgusting classrooms and bathrooms, along with like pictures of people in all sorts of various situations of deep deprivation, and they should be bedded underneath every single news clip on Paul Ryan when he finally officially retires.